Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you find yourself in this weird, wild, wacky world of ours, and welcome to the exciting installment of Darkness in Dublin. This evening's scene takes place off one of the many beaten streets of Dublin city proper, as we move towards one of the upscale retail districts that line and dot the capital just off the River Liffey, to a rather innocuous-looking shop that simply has above its door Mr. Gold Pawnbroker and Antiques Dealer, a sign that seems to glint vaguely in the afternoon sun. Or sorry, in the mid but because I forgot, you're all vampires. The afternoon sun would kill you all. So in the early evening, in the late evening glow of a rather sickening, perverse moon, we will join a group of intrepid individuals who seek to enter this establishment of wonders, this repository of lost and broken things. I need to go and get a drink, so you may intro yourselves.
So, in this case, Charlotte Monroe, a very lovely looking redhead with an appearance of 4, is wearing something. She's wearing a corset with that's it's an overbust corset, and she's wearing a really nice tight skirt that just hugs her ass perfectly. And she's wearing stockings and heels, and her hair is done up very, very nicely. And she is walking into the store with one of the people who is most important in her life, her Primogen. What is Fleur wearing? What is Fleur doing? How is Fleur this evening?
Fleur is great. She is wearing a. She's normally wearing a dress, so she's wearing a dress that is got like a corset style top. It's not a true corset, but it is within that style, and it hugs her curves very well. And the skirt that flows out from under it is it's not like ball gown style, but it's kind of flowy and somewhat formal. It's like in between casual and formal. And it is of course all black. And the only color that she's wearing are in her ears. She has a pair of gold earrings that have I think they're rubies set in them.
They are rubies and pearls, my dear.
Rubies and pearls set in them.
I
Yes, and they look
vintage. Yes, I should let you know that she is wearing the necklace, so be careful.
Yeah. Yeah, she does. Be careful of that. But yeah, so she looks happy and smiling. She is very beautiful and has quite a presence about her. Anybody that knows that listens to any sort of rock or heavy metal music would know who she is. She is the lead singer of a band called Fleur and the Nightingales. She has Fame 3. So.
And they are actually, I imagine they're walking into the store hand in hand, yes?
Uh-huh.
Of course.
Yes, they are.
Where is our shadowy friend this evening, Mr. Laveau?
If she, I'm guessing Charlotte asked him to meet her here.
I would say so because she wished him to be present when she is speaking to Rumpelstiltskin about the item that he is inquiring after. Well, not him, but her. In a way.
So he'll probably be waiting on the way to the shop. Probably a few doors down, leaning on a wall, waiting in his usual nonchalant yet elegant stature.
So in that case, I suppose you will see Charlotte pulls up in her car, cuts the engine, or puts it in a park, cuts the engine, gets out, walks around the car, opens the door, and out steps her Primogen.
He'll get get off from the wall because etiquette, and he'll bow.
Oh my goodness.
There's a car in your living room, Minzy.
There is a car in her living room.
It's landscaping people outside.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. So
it is a weed whacker.
See. So he bows and does he say anything to Toreador Primogen, or does he just bow and acknowledge her?
Well, Fleur will smile to Ambrose because she has met him a few times before, so she will offer him a nod of acknowledgement.
A slight bit of humming can be heard as the doors open and a man in his, 30s, 40s, perhaps a bit older than 40s, comes in just with a smile on his face. You can hear he's humming. He's very, very nicely tailored suit and impeccably dressed, and he just doesn't seem to. He does look at Ambrose a little, but just kind of goes over the faces. But doesn't seem to mind too much. He just begins to look at all the antiquities. That's definitely taking his attention at the moment.
And what about our mortal companion this evening? What is Damien doing? How is he arriving to Mr. Gold's pawn shop?
Damien, who is wearing black denims this evening, also having a grey denim light jacket with black sleeves, a leather satchel. He's also wearing a leather hat, which he takes off as he enters the building, and he's also wearing black Doc Martens. He seems to be quite attentive to the area, occasionally looking up and scanning the area and then going back looking at whatever interesting trinket or antique there might be. As he walks in, as he notices that there are other people, he just gives them a quick nod and then goes to a corner and does his thing, not trying to engage with anyone in particular.
I see. I would actually... He's not... Well, I guess she wouldn't necessarily have a particular reason to read his aura, so she's not going to.
Behold, the inside of the pawn shop. Look at it in all of its glory.
I think that Charlotte and Fleur will probably gravitate towards the counter, I think, to speak to the proprietor of this establishment.
There is no one currently in the room.
Is there a bell that I can ring?
There is not.
Is there any signs or anything like that? Or no?
Nope.
I would like to activate heightened senses, please. Hearing.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is nothing you can hear, other than obviously one person in this room breathes, the others don't.
In that case, she is going to read his aura. Can somebody roll me 3 dice, difficulty 5, please?
Wow, you are terrible at empathy.
Yes, I have no waiting for downtime, and I'm gonna be putting points in empathy.
3 fucking dice?
Yeah, 3. I'm actually, you know what? I'm gonna burn a willpower.
You have 1 success, so.
Shit, you already rolled.
Yeah.
So I wanted to burn the willpower. You got ahead of me.
I'll let the willpower be burned.
Thank you.
That's fair.
He has some interesting sparklies in his aura. It's sparkly.
She's
Theodore is as well going to listen around, heightened senses, and he's going to know that he is in the presence of at least a couple. Well, he knows that one of them is, but.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was cut off when the corridor started. But seeing the Primogen, when he saw the Primogen, Ambroise would have done the kiss of the hand because she is a Primogen, and he does have some etiquette.
Charlotte will she'll pull Fleur to a corner, and she will kind of whisper in her ear, and she'll just say, "There is a mortal in here. Be careful."
She'll raise an eyebrow, but give a nod.
It's the one we don't know.
My dearies. The simple fact of the matter is that from a certain perspective, you're all mortal. Right behind you.
Fleur will
behind you.
Good
Fleur
evening,
will
sir.
jerk around.
I did have heightened senses up, so did I hear him walk up behind me?
Nope.
That's really fucking weird. Okay.
He just kind of poofed. He just kind of poofed into existence.
That's disturbing.
I know.
He needs
It's
to
great.
stop.
So, what do you know? So many people came in tonight to see little old me. Well, I must admit, as wonderful as I am, I can't think why I would draw such a crowd. Please don't touch that, sir, he says, pointing at Damien, who's just about to put his hand on a dagger, unless it is you fancy losing the fingers in the process. It's somewhat hungry.
Thank you for the warning. And it would be a shame, after all. I still owe you a few favors, don't I?
I always protect my investments.
Excellent.
So, what is it that I can do for Miss Fleur Noir and Miss Charlotte Monroe?
I don't believe we've been introduced, sir.
No, we haven't. What's your point?
She quirks an eyebrow. All right. He already knows our names.
Oh, well,
She nods.
if he knows our names, then he must know why we're here, no?
Nat would, however, be getting ahead of the game. We would be putting the horse before the cart, or the cart before the horses, or the cart would be put somewhere, and the horses would inevitably be put somewhere else, and Lord knows, then we're never going to find both of them. So, dear, why don't you just tell me why you're here?
I am looking for something very particular.
A particular gift for a particular lady, perhaps, if it helps.
No, not for a particular lady in this case. For a particular gentleman, I think.
Oh, my. And what gift is it you wish to give, Monsieur Darling?
To give or to get?
I beg your pardon?
Did you say to give or to get?
To give.
Oh, well, I'm looking to give someone their love back.
I happen to only have one of those little tidbits, and it belonged to that entity over there. Hello.
Hello. Good to see you
And
again.
unfortunately, that little item has already been sold.
Oh. That item has been sold. To whom?
That, dearie, would be between me and the customer.
Oh, I see. Well, I suppose that
I will be back in just 1 second, guys. Just need to get my laptop charger.
Okay. I'm gonna wait then.
Oh, Ambroise's clock is ticking. He thinks he might know who it is. He's not happy about it.
Charlotte actually, she'll glance over at Ambroise and raise an eyebrow, like, "What the fuck, dude?"
I didn't buy it. Unfortunately, I think I know who did. I'm hoping I'm wrong.
Well, we're about to find out, I think. Well, I don't necessarily know that he's going to tell us, and I don't want to be rude to this guy because he could, I don't know, like split me in half with his mind, and I don't necessarily want that to happen. Can somebody roll me 3 dice, difficulty 5? I want to read Ambrose's aura, please. Oh shit!
First thing.
Francis is here. That's fun.
I mean, yeah,
willpower?
great. Hi,
Again?
Uncle Francis. I need I don't think so. I'm just gonna do the perception, please.
Hang on. Hey, Francis, look, it's that primogen you never see.
I know, right? On Charlotte's arm. So there we go.
How many?
3.
Okay, what is Ambrose's aura looking like? Tell me feelings, not colors, because I don't have the chart up. Please.
So, Francis, sorry, you will enter into the gold and into Mr. Gold's pawn shop and antique store. It is very pleasant. It looks like this on the interior. You will see many items and pieces of objet d'art, many forgotten, some old, some new, some borrowed, some might even be blue. And you see the very familiar figure standing amid all of the particular purchases. You will also see Charlotte. You will see Fleur. You will see Amboise. You will see 2 individuals who I don't think you've met.
No, he hasn't.
I'm really liking how Francis's, like on my screen, Francis's overlay and Fleur's overlay are like making a face and a body. It's really cool.
Francis, Francis just kind of wanders into the store, briefly glances at the auctioneer, or the owner, and we'll just head on over to Fleur, and he'll just say, "So this is how you spend your nights."
For the record, Fleur, Charlotte are in a conversation with the auctioneer when you enter, so he's standing right next to them.
Boo.
Yep.
Actually,
I was hoping to reclaim one of your minor favorites.
I see.
It's quite simple, really. I'm led to understand in your society, boons are considered to be an item of value.
Yes.
Can I be owed a boon?
Francis actually considers this.
Nothing to say you can't.
Isn't a system for kindred, though? Like, you don't owe mages boons.
But you could. I mean, there's nothing to say you can't. If he wanted to be entered into the Harpy's Ledger, the Harpy could opt to take it or they could opt to not. It would depend on the Harpy.
I suppose it depends on the opinion whose purview it falls under.
How many minor favors is it that you owe me again, Mr. Beaumont?
Let me check. I think it's 7.
That's a lot. So I'm gonna. Sorry. Charlotte was reading Ambroise's aura, and I got 3. You said 3 successes.
Yep, 3 successes.
7 minor favors is what Francis owes.
Very well. I'm led to understand that you're rather important in this little gathering. So I've got a question. Can you give favors on behalf of, or boons as you call them, on behalf of other people?
Francis considers this again. The Francis's just because I don't want to get the system wrong. You can give boons on behalf of other people so long as you two are owed a boon. So you can transfer a boon, but you can't like give a boon. Oh,
Sorry, you can basically say, well, you owe a boon because of actions taken, or because you have higher status, you can essentially enforce a boon be owed, particularly if somebody is of lower status than you are. So you can go, you owe that person a minor boon because I say so, and I am the boss.
okay. I could, in theory, do this.
Very good. I will cut half of your minor favors, so 4 in total, and all I ask is a boon registered in your book from that individual there. And he points directly at Theodore. Hi.
And the reason for this?
That's my business.
Indeed.
Fleur watches
Quite an
all of this
eventful evening,
curiously.
So,
Quite an eventful evening. Oh.
I see. What do you get for success on a oral roll?
That
Sorry, you get your feelings, whether you're a vampire or not, your major feelings and some minor feelings, I believe. Like so, some.
It's just
Okay.
it's just the main shade. It's the shade and the main color. So you actually only get one color.
Yes. So what is your main majority of emotion?
Probably. Let's see. Purple is aggressive, so purple right now. It's
okay.
not super strong, but if he's right about who has it, yeah.
I see. Okay.
Nothing like mysterious people wanting my, well, attention.
Nonsense. Quite the contrary. In fact, I was at a concert that you gave some decades ago in Austria. What can I say? The opportunity to have a private concert for certain discerning individuals is worth the trading of a couple of minor favors to this fine gentleman.
Now you flatter me, good sir. That will be my genuine pleasure.
So, Mr. Beaumont, he extends his hand. We have a deal.
Before I do, who are you? He goes to Theodore.
Theodore, just without really skipping a beat. Yes, I don't believe we've been introduced. Theodore Williams and Scylla. Plan Nosferatu, and he puts out a hand.
Charlotte raises an eyebrow at that.
Oh, actually, yeah. Bishop, do you want to roll me your Auspex? Because you can pierce his mask.
Ooh. Ooh.
What level of Auspex do you need for that?
For Theodore, 6.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Nope.
Actually, what is
Quite a ways
what
away
is?
from that.
So I need. I think it's in V20 standard is contested. So he gets to roll his manipulation plus stealth against my perception awareness, I think.
Yep, so feel free to roll away, Theodore.
It's diff 7 for both of us.
Manipulation und
Yeah, let me double
stealth. Yes, stealth.
Let me double check that I'm getting that right.
It's wit stealth, or is it manipulation stealth?
I think it's manipulation stealth.
Oh, it's this. I think it's the same dice pool for me. So.
Yeah, I roll perception plus awareness. And no, it's manipulation subterfuge.
Aha.
Aha.
Oh. There's one less for me.
Ooh, I got a lot of successes.
And I got difficulty 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I got 3, so yeah, you pierce it.
Okay.
Is it only him that sees it, or is it just
It's
broken?
only him that sees it.
Yeah.
Well, surprise, surprise. This is the person you see.
So, we have a deal, Mr. Beaumont.
What did he originally say? 4 minor favors for 1 minor boon owed to this that Theodore Williams would owe him?
Yes.
This seems like a reasonable trade.
You shake his hand?
Yeah, I'm just gonna gauge Fyodor real quick with a quick aura perception roll. Okay, I got 5 successes. How you feeling? Me totally selling you down.
See, this is the problem. There's certain. Well,
You got the Obfuscate 6 thing?
yeah, that's what I haven't actually hashed out with Evan yet because I didn't think it was going to be. Fuck it,
Well,
you'll just get it. Like it's happiness, contempt.
If he pierces your obfuscate, he pierces all of your obfuscate. So that includes the.
Okay.
Yeah.
No problem.
There you go.
Well, he's feeling happy, content, excited, careful, or like not wary, yeah. But it's not as pronounced as the other things.
Okay.
So to answer your question, as it pertains the ability to love that once belonged to darling Amberwise, well, I suppose I could tell you who procured it from me, Miss Monroe. In exchange, you would owe me a major favor.
A major favor decided by myself?
No. A major favor that I decide at a time that I choose to claim it. No, dearie. After all knowledge comes with a price. I do that just for Lindsay. I'm not even gonna lie.
Francis is doing his best not to side eye right now. Not to side eye the shopkeep.
Yep. Sorry.
If it helps, Bishop, he and Omar have lunch every Tuesday.
This does make things a lot better, and he will shake Mr. Silkskin's hand, by the way.
Charlotte, she contemplates for several moments, and she says, she sticks her hand out. She doesn't say anything. She just sticks her hand out.
He will shake it, at which point he turns away and he says, well, now, the interesting thing is that Mr. Amboise already knows who has that little tidbit of information. I just got a favor based upon, well, the fact he didn't say anything.
Okay, I'm going to activate Dread Gaze. I'm just kidding. Charlotte will actually glare at Amboise. And she's gonna walk past him and say a word. Fleur, would you please come with me?
Evan, are there any toilet or other facilities like that in the pawn shop?
Yes.
Okay, so at a short point you hear a bit of a rumbling from Damien's stomach, and he just looks to the owner of the pawn shop and says, sorry, could I quickly?
Oh, by all means, please feel free to relieve yourself.
And he goes to the toilet and locks himself in.
Goddamn vampires all over the fucking place.
Fleur will go with Charlotte.
I am leading Amboise outside. I'd like to take him into an alley, I think.
Oh my god, Amboise, you're either going to get lucky or beaten to death, and I'm still working out which.
So
yes, I think the answer is yes.
here's what I would like to do. I'd like to burn up blood, and I'd like to activate awe. I want him to look at me.
Okay.
Is Amboise? He's 8th gen, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Charlotte's gonna take out a knife. She's gonna slit her wrist. She's gonna look at Amboise. She's gonna use command, and she's gonna put her wrist up to his mouth and say, "Drink."
Can I use a willpower?
No, hang on. Okay, hang on. She first has to make the roll, and she has to succeed. So, what is Amboise's current willpower?
Let me think. Is it 7 or 8? Fuck.
Fleur, you remember what we talked about earlier today?
She nods.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
7.
Okay, so in that case, please roll me your command is charisma intimidation, I want to say.
Hang on, I can look it up real quick.
Please.
Can I blatantly eavesdrop?
I mean,
Oh, you're not the only one. I'm also eavesdropping.
Are you gonna follow them?
Well, Theodore's gonna be there, but he's gonna be quite hidden.
I mean, like, do you care enough about it to know what's going on? That's the thing.
Yeah, I always.
It is.
I'm an Nosferatu.
Manipulation. Oh, well, that's true. Manipulation, intimidation, difficulty is the target's current willpower points. So if he spent any willpower, it would be lower.
I think he did, didn't you? No,
it was.
And I can't spend willpower to get an automatic success. I'd like to do that. Somebody roll me five dice, please.
Charlotte, we're shutting up for a second. Thank you.
Okay.
You also get a difficulty 5 because enchanting voice is busted as fuck.
Yep.
Okay. I'm not necessarily sure if sanctity would come into play here.
No, it wouldn't. I will roll you 5 dice. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay, Evan's rolling. Fair enough.
He is.
I'm just gonna roll real quick because it's the only reason he's doing this is largely because it involves 2 player mates and Alessandra.
With the willpower spent, Amboise, you feel your head will lower, your mouth will open, and you will drink without any hesitation.
You are now 1 point blood bonded to Charlotte Monroe.
However, feel free to respond as your character would after that wears off, about 5 seconds later. Because I'm thinking about the phrase rolling initiative is going to march inexorably towards this conversation.
Charlotte is armed with the knife.
That's fine. Hang on, give me just a second. So, hey, Amboise, how you feeling? Kind of like dreamy, lovey thoughts.
Or frenzy?
It's not a frenzy check.
He's Rother.
Okay, so in that case, we're gonna have in that case we are gonna enter initiative, kids. Okay.
I would say as Francis is just kind of eavesdropping on this conversation, the Theodus is just randomly entering the shop, just completely oblivious.
I mean, that's okay. Give me like 2. Okay, so you guys want to roll some sweet initiative because somebody's probably gonna die.
It's Dex plus celerity.
It's your wits plus your dex plus your celerity as a flat rate.
Okay, so
holy shit.
11 plus 1d10, please.
I'm going to use blood to boost my dex. Actually, 3 blood. How many? 3 blood to boost my
it's 3.
I was gonna say not right before the initiative. You're not.
Isn't it instant?
It normally is, but not when the initiative has already been called for. That just no. I'd never let somebody do that. That's just a bit much.
Oof. I'm gonna have Francis roll because he might engage on this.
I will roll as well.
Yeah. I suppose Theodore and Francis just kind of there around the other corner of the, kind of on the main street, just kind of listening together.
Yeah.
5 plus 4 plus 3. Okay.
Charlotte is going first, it seems.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, she is. She got 19. I got 16.
I would like to use dominate. If he looks like, does he look like he's about to jump my ass?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm gonna use dominate again and tell him to stay.
Okay.
Same dice pool as before.
Can I just point out dominate, kids? Are you spending willpower like before, or are you just rolling it as is?
I'm just gonna roll it as is. Okay.
Oh, okay. Amboise, you are immediately locked in place.
Wow.
If it helps, I feel legitimately bad for this.
Quick question.
I don't.
Do you really? Do you really?
Quick initiative question.
What?
Who has the higher dex? Who has the higher dex between Fleur and Theodore?
I have 4.
With my dex and celerity, I have 7.
Do you add celerity to that?
I think you add I think you do, because you added
Okay,
it during the
my straight
She's
dex
first.
is
It's
3.
fine.
I have celerity 4.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, but you are going to stay there for a good long while. So we immediately leave the initiative order because she got 4 successes. He's going to be staying for a while.
I think.
So
Sorry, what were you going to
I'm-
say? Hang on, just a
I was
second.
just going to say. I think if he gets struck lethally, it could break the dominate command. If it looks like him staying, there would be a suicidal action. Because he can't be dominated to commit like suicidal acts.
And yet, you were dominating people to attack people the other day, which is in of itself can inherently be suicidal. Judging silently.
I mean, Majora is stronger than you. Just saying.
Question: Who's next? Just Fleur, yeah.
No. Basically, the initiative immediately breaks because Amboise cannot move, and he is the one who was going to be trying to attack you.
Okay,
So,
Right.
Amboise, you can still talk, you can shout, you can scream, you just cannot physically move.
So does that mean that
What
I can
are you doing?
Does that mean that I can do something?
Yes. Will you please do what we discussed?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've been trying to, but nobody's letting me talk.
Please,
Continue.
please.
Like
Feel
I've
free.
been getting talked over all day, and I'm really tired of it.
Sorry.
Guys, Lindsay's turn.
Thank you. I would like to attempt to entrance him.
Okay.
Presence 3. It is appearance and empathy. The difficulty of the target's current willpower.
7.
I have enchanting voice.
5.
That I have 8 dice for that. I will spend a willpower if I can.
Yeah, sure.
So that is going to be 6 successes.
Oh,
He is
Jesus.
entranced. He is under my enthrallment for a year.
What does she say to him? I'm very curious.
She says, I need you to stop. We are not trying to harm you. We are your friends.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just reading what entrancement actually does for my own. The player spends.
Friend does not force
Determines how long it's entranced.
It is nicer than dominate.
The subjects can still spend willpower. It's temporary. You can still spend willpower to temporarily resist like any other presence power. The storyteller may wish to make the roll instead, since blah 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 blah. The vampire may try to keep the subject under her thrall. So, if you wish to spend a point of willpower, you may temporarily ignore the effects. Otherwise, you are enthralled by the Fleur.
I mean, right now, if you're just asking questions, he doesn't mind.
Okay.
I'll just say, really.
Yeah, because that's all she wants.
friend
That's all she's like.
does
We just
not
want
force
to talk to you. Well, Fleur did not know that Charlotte was going to go immediately for the dominate. Like she was like, I thought we were going to entrance first. Oh,
yeah, I wasn't expecting this to go that quickly, but shit happens.
One does not force a friend to do their will.
I will point out that the anger seems to not be directed at the entrancement person, the person who is entrancing him. It is directed at Charlotte, who is not entranced. Continue.
Charlotte, yes.
Continue.
Charlotte just looks at him and smiles. She's got a shit-eating grin on her face right now.
I think that we all should calm down and go back in. We can go to my place and maybe have some time to relax. I can play my piano, and we can talk about this misunderstanding that we seem to have had here.
By the way, Francis, can you make me an intelligence politics roll while you're standing there?
Absolutely.
Theodore, you can also make an intelligence politics roll, but for you it's going to be a difficulty 8. For Francis, it's going to be difficulty 6.
This is where my lame-ass intelligence comes into play. Sad face.
Willpower is your friend.
You know what? I think I will spend willpower on this.
Intelligence, politics, at difficulty 7.
Difficulty 8 for you, difficulty 6 for Francis.
Ah, okay.
Francis gets 4 successes.
Okay.
I'm going to spend the willpower.
Okay. For the record, both Charlotte and Fleur, because this will happen incredibly quickly, but you guys may now make an intelligence politics check if you'd like.
I have 3 successes.
Okay. Both Francis and yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna be that guy. Pierce. You're in a lovely upmarket area of Dublin, as I have described, right smack in the middle of Flor and Giovanni's domain. And hey, Francis, what's just been breached multiple times?
Oh.
That's why Fleur didn't want it to happen here.
Sorry. My bad.
Oh god, that's bad. Has Florin made it clear that no disciplines are to be used within his domain then, outside of his clans? Kind of like treating the domain like a pseudo Elysium.
Yeah, because they actually didn't do anything to breach domain as it was. Nobody attacked anybody, so
that could really be determined as an attack. As a clan, Clan Giovanni, a major boon because somebody used disciplines in Florin's domain in the past without his permission. So it's up to you how you want to determine.
Oh, okay. So you need Florin's permission. Okay. Then that does set precedent that Francis has to act on. Yeah, no, Francis is going to step in then. I'm going to make a quick aura perception check to check for any ghosts. If I can reasonably do that, I don't know. Because that is actually important. To know if there are wraiths spying on us at this moment is relevant. So if I can, then I succeed. If not, then it's fine.
Well, you see pretty much everything in the alley, at least. I think Evan is BRB, so...
Okay.
It sounded like it.
No. Francis will just step in. And
I'm back now. Sorry about that.
Oh, sorry. I was just aura scanning for ghosts because that's kind of important to know if we're being.
See, I don't think that works like that. I think that you can only see a ghost if it's physically manifested, unless you have necromancy.
Okay.
Though you can probably safely assume that this is the home of a relatively reputed and well-known metaphysical type of individual. Florin was at the physical auction, so it would be reasonable to assume that he probably has something watching this place.
Yep. And I'm just thinking to myself, the presence can be reasonably masked because it's a very subtle power and it has no visual cues. The dominate, however, is rather obvious.
Not to mention there was the Ambrose shouting about it.
Yes. Okay, so Francis is just going to walk in and you are within the domain of another. The domain of the Giovanni, might I add. Lest everyone here has forgotten the promise.
Charlotte's gonna take a walk. She needs to calm down.
Claire takes a very deep breath, even though she doesn't need to. She's gonna let Charlotte walk off.
What you guys will see is Charlotte will turn a corner that leads to the left, at which point she is sent backwards down the alleyway that you guys are standing in at incredible speed and smashes into a wall and a trash can.
Great.
I take it that would be loud enough to perceive. If not, I would like to make an awareness roll.
That is loud enough to perceive. You know what? For fun, comedic purposes, she smashes into the wall of the bathroom you're in, so it literally sounds like war has begun.
Okay.
I would like to soak that, please.
Oh, there's no damage. I was just doing that for fun, thematic purposes.
Okay. Only 1-2 questions, and then I can let everyone get on with their stuff. So, hearing that war has broken out, Damien will look around and see, is there any sort of exit, maybe a back door, maybe a window, that he could get himself away from this building?
Yes, yeah, you can step out through the back door.
Okay. In that case, I would like to activate Cat's Grace, which ups his dexterity and I think athletics a bit, and he will try to get out of the building to through one of the side roads to one of the main roads. If he sees a taxi or anything in that direction, he'll flag it down and try to leave the area.
That is entirely fine. This appears to have become quote-unquote vampire business.
Exactly, and discretion is the better part of valor.
Does he go, nope, 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 on his way out?
He mutters something in German to a figure over his shoulder, which normally can't be seen. Yeah, it's basically like, scheiße, weg, 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 ja, weg.
What you guys will see is you will see this individual. He's flexing his hand as he has clearly just thrown Charlotte down the alleyway. He is flanked on two sides by armed individuals who each look as if they were the product of, shall we say, a very limited human gene pool.
That's disgusting.
Francis Beaumont. So, you come into my home, you come into my streets, and you Camarilla dogs start fucking with my shit.
Charlotte doesn't say anything.
Francis Francis looks pretty nonplussed, and he will simply say, "My apologies, dear Don Giovanni. Reparations will be made by the perpetrator in question, of course."
You. I've seen your face, but I don't know your name. He says, pointing at Amboise.
Ambroise Louveau of Clan. Well, because sorry. Oh, sorry. Yeah, to say I am Ambroise Louveau.
Why don't you tell me what happened here, Ambroise Louveau?
We were discussing business inside, Charlotte trying to get something back that was mine. That apparently someone has brought back.
I see.
You already knew this, Harbour.
No, I did not.
Apparently, you did.
No, he said what you suspected is in fact true.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I had my suspicions. Oh wait, so yes, I'll say I had my suspicions. But I was not sure.
He starts to walk, for the record, down the alleyway, and he says, "So, why is it that now I hear that there's such trouble in paradise that you Camarilla sorts are?" He looks down at Charlotte as he says, starting to rough each other up. "I know you. You pulled in a favor from me. I gave you that little knife of yours, and now you come into my domain and you fuck with it. Why are you fucking with me?"
I'm not fucking with you, sir. Mr. Giovanni. It was simply a matter of obtaining insurance on my part. I beg your forgiveness. It was not my intention to insult you or disrespect you in any shape, form, or fashion, and I humbly beg your forgiveness again.
Forgiveness. I can be merciful. I can be merciful. At which point you see him very, very smoothly. He takes he removes his hand from behind his back, and he smashes a bottle into a wall just above Charlotte's head, drenching her in something. For the record, if anyone does anyone have heightened senses up?
I mean, I do.
Yeah, sure do.
Oh, it's alcohol, isn't it?
He essentially drenched her in very, very high-proof alcohol, at which point you see him flick open a lighter.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
oh
shit.
no!
I would like to celerity the fuck away from him.
Are you sure you want to break? Are you sure you want to breach his domain again?
Fleur is looking at Charlotte and shaking her head like, just take it.
Okay, I'll
just
do it.
take it.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
All right.
Could somebody please put me out afterwards?
Oh yeah.
It depends on where the nearest body of water is.
Right, you're probably gonna road trip the fuck away from there too.
Stop, drop, and roll, baby. Good thing about Amboise is if he sees Charlotte in pain, he probably will want to help her now.
But no, Francis would just say, "What about some more?"
Shut up, Bishop. Thank you. Lindsay, continue. There you go. See,
actually, Fleur is. She'll look at him and she'll say, "Sorry, out of character. What's his name again? Florin."
Florin.
And so would Don Florin be the proper?
Everyone calls him Don Giovanni.
Don Giovanni. Okay. She'll say, before she sees him flick open the letter, and she'll say, "Don Giovanni."
You're the primogen of Clan Toreador. You and I met when there was that one smart alecky little wisecracking son of a bitch at the Toreador.
Yes, we did. she'll smile to him, a very bright, flashy smile.
Really important question. What does your aura look like, particularly when he smashed the bottle and opened the lighter? Was there a lot of fear and concern?
Yeah, I
Okay.
would say so.
Oh, so you want to save your little lovebird here before I have to clip their wings?
I would like to have you not set her on fire. If there isn't any way that could happen, I would really appreciate for that to not happen. Especially since we are in public and there is the masquerade to think about.
Your masquerade.
It's she'll nod, but she knows that everyone adopts some form of veiling themselves. So
you're not wrong. He'll look at Francis and he'll say, "So, Mr. Belmont, are we going to be reasonable? I think we're going to be reasonable.
I think we can be reasonable.
One major boon from you, and this all goes away."
I know he'd fucking call it on me as well.
Well, of course, you have more power here.
Fleur will raise a hand. How about a major boon from me and a minor boon from Francis?
That's agreeable to me. Oh, and a blood boon from her.
A blood boon?
She broke my domain. I can take this to Prince Hennessy if you'd like.
Ah, no.
Can make it 2 majors.
From you or from her?
From her.
This is my fuck up, you guys.
All right. 1 minor from you, 1 major from you, 2 majors from her. We call it done.
Okay, that's agreeable.
Good. Mr. Laveau, I sense you don't want to be trapped in the way that you are currently trapped, unable to move.
I would rather not.
Minor boon from you, I fix it.
Actually, she's not gonna have Amboise carry that. I'm gonna break the dominate before.
Okay, you have to outdo the amount of successes you got on the roll to reprogram him.
I can't Okay.
Also using a discipline on his domain again.
Yeah, no, not gonna do that. No. Nope, fuck that. Nope.
So, Mr. Laveau, we have a deal. I tell you what, not only that, I will then turn my back and I will walk away from here. At which point you may do a pretty little Charlotte, whatever it is your heart desires, as you are the injured party here, and I won't hold it against you.
Good luck with that entrancement.
In Italian, Theodore will pipe up. What have you done, Giovanni? Un momento. That means, can I have a moment?
His eyes flick up, hearing his native language, and he says, once again in Italian, by all means, Mr.
Williams. Theodore Williams. I've only recently arrived.
Does Theodore have any dots of fame?
I don't think I took... I can't remember. I don't think so. Let's just go with he doesn't.
A pleasure to meet you, Mr. Williams. What is it I can do for you?
I merely wished to... Well, I have sent messages and wished to introduce myself not only to the Prince, of course, but to you and to other influential individuals. I wish that it could have been under better circumstances, but consider this my official...
And what is it that you do, sir?
Well, I belong to the clan Nosferatu, and we do many things, but myself is well, I do sing opera myself.
His eyes light up when you say that, like sparks of light. And he will say, I'm willing to addendamize my agreement. A private performance from Mr. Theodore Williams, and I will unlock Mr. Laveau. Not just for me, of course, Mr. Williams, but for the creme de la creme of Dublin society. It's been so long since we've had something new upon the operatic stage.
Well, I had already made certain arrangements to hopefully revitalize this very noble art, if I do say so myself, but very amenable. You flatter me, sir.
Very good. In that case, he walks over to Amboise. Let me just roll his dice pool.
I love he fails.
He can just try again. Nope.
Nope. He succeeds. Like, damn. Look at all those stands.
He could have told you to kill your own grandmother, and you would have with a pickaxe. But he just looks at you. He just looks at you and he says, "Be free." At which point you can move normally.
And he'll bow. Thank you, Don Giovanni.
You better keep closer eyes on your clan, Francis. The fact of the matter is that they appear to almost be like jackals to one another.
I feel as if that could be said of many kindred, but yes, I agree. Kind of, his gaze kind of shifts towards Charlotte in a rather dismissive, in a dismissive fashion.
That's fair.
Come on, gentlemen. Needless to say, we're done here. It's been a pleasure, as always, to do business with you. By the way, guys, can you just record on the boons list that you owe boons, etc., and I'll update the list.
Yeah,
I'm on my phone right now, so I'll do that when I'm.
Oh no, take your time. He'll say, as he leaves, he's like, Miss Noir, I have a question for you.
Of course, Don Giovanni.
Have you ever sung opera?
I have. I am classically trained.
I'll cash in that major boon for a duet performance with you and Mr. Williams.
Charlotte looks very...
I would be more than happy.
Wonderful. Tonight might actually have been somewhat useful for the arts, if nothing else. With that, you'll see him stride away down the alleyway, flanked by his Goombas. And somewhere in the background, you just hear, "Hey, it's Angelino!"
Why is this man everywhere?
Charlotte will actually yell, "I have your newspaper!"
It's really funny. Charlotte's carrying around a one-dot memento de morte and doesn't know it.
Yeah, she started the Ambergino Giovanni fan club.
Oh my god, even Maury's a data.
She's gonna make hats and have shirts made.
But yes, needless to say, now Charlotte is covered in grain alcohol.
Charlotte's gonna walk back down the alleyway. She's gonna get in her car, and she's gonna turn the engine over and wait for Fleur.
So Fleur is going to look at Ambrose and
still entranced for a year. Sorry, just pointing that out.
Oh yeah. So, and she'll say, would you please accompany me back to my my home, as I have some things I would like to discuss with you.
Of course, of course. If we want to say Primogen in a public place, but he'll say, of course, Fleur, and he'll bow.
And she will nod to Francis and Theodore, and she'll look to Francis, and she will say, Mr. Beaumont, I would like to speak with you one-on-one later.
And I would very much like to speak with you. We seem to be having a collaboration quite soon.
Yes, of course, yes, we need to speak and work out the details of that. Absolutely.
And proper introductions, but at a later date.
Yes.
Oh, by the way,
of course.
Francis, since this is your first opportunity to do it, as Seneschal, would you like to officially welcome Mr. Williams into the domain, or would you like to leave it for Prince Hennessy to do? Hennessy did it all the time for Thrain.
Yeah, there's an odd set of circumstances, but Francis, let me just go. Well, Master Williams, given I understand this is a rather odd, intense set of circumstances, but
Indeed it is.
But given your initiative and cooperation, I'm quite happy to welcome you into the domain right here, if you're happy for it to be the case. I'm sure, as a member of Clan Nosferatu, that you'll be meeting the Prince regardless.
Quite so. But I am willing to accept the welcome. Very fine, thank you.
No,
and
I mean,
glad,
yes.
And I'm glad to have assisted you with that rather odd shop owner, but regardless, I seem to have alleviated something from you. That's good.
Oh, yes. You're most helpful. My apologies for it becoming something of an ambush.
Tends to happen regardless.
It has happened not too few times to myself. So if nothing else, I empathize with your situation.
Hey, I'm forced, and he does quotes in the air, forced to perform twice upon arriving, 2 or 3 days in the city. I call that an absolute win, as they say in, well, the modern expression.
Yes, it appears you have been very quick to deal, and it has been very mutually beneficial for you. I must say, I'm rather envious.
Oh well. Seneschal, I do believe we will perhaps, well, I'm sure we will work together in the future. I don't see it cannot be mutually beneficial.
Of course, I would absolutely love to get to know you a lot better over the coming nights.
Indeed. Well, he looks at his pocket watch. I do believe that, well, it has been a pleasure, but can I call your office to set up a proper meeting, or?
Yes, of course.
Superb. You see, I don't want to stick around and having to owe boons myself to the lovely host and, well, frankly, piss him off more than he already is. But if there is nothing else, I do thank you very much for the warm welcome. But I do believe I will be moving on. I have some other things to see to tonight.
Of course, Master Williams. I'll be seeing you in the coming nights. Have a pleasant evening.
Likewise.
I think that's an excellent place to end our scene. So thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another scene in Darkness in Dublin. Have a pleasant evening.